Welcome back to Let's Eat. We're at the final stop of our RiNo safari with Marla, owner of Bigsby's Folly, and tell us about Bigsby's Folly.
Well, we are an urban winery right here in the middle of the River North Art District, and the building that we're standing in here today has been around since 1886. We had looked, my husband Chad and I started the winery, had looked around for about 10 months to find the perfect spot for our vision, and it wasn't until we walked in here and we immediately knew that this was the spot.
Yeah, it spoke to you.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Bigsby's Folly, like the name. What's the name about?
So Bigsby was the name of our first golden retriever. When we thought about the idea for the winery and how we wanted it to feel in the space, we loved the Prohibition era, the 1920s.
Right. Yeah.
And when we started thinking about names, Gatsby, Bugsy Malone, Bigsby. Hence, we've got the name Bigsby, and Folly comes again from the 1920s. Okay. We're too young to remember, but the Siegfried Follies. Nice. And then there's another way to think of folly too. If you've ever heard the saying, if you want to make, a lot of money in the wine industry, start with a lot of money in the wine industry. So
that's how you do it.
Going in the wine is a foolish thing. So
Right.
Bigsby's Folly. And the whole premise for Chad and I really, when we thought about this project and the concept of an urban winery, was to bring the best grapes to Colorado. And let's just bring a little piece of Napa to Denver. So about 70% of our production will be in Sonoma, and about 30% of our production will be back in our full facility in back. We have all the equipment, the tanks, the barrels.
How fun.
Yeah, you don't have to be tethered to a vineyard anymore to be a winery.
So I heard I could be a winemaker for the day.
You sure can. So you can work with our winemaker. Actually, you and up to 12 of your friends can come in and create your own red wine blend. And the best part, the most fun part, is you get to create your own label as well.
Make it and label it yourself?
Absolutely.
I'm in.
You want to give it a try?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so I'm here with Chad, and Chad, I thought I was walking to a winery, but it's more like a mad scientist laboratory here.
Well, Ryan, yes you did. You walked into Bigsby's Folly, and welcome. But today, it's all about you. And it's all about creating a personalized, custom wine that is unique to your own taste.
Okay.
So the whole premise around the custom blending program is all about individuality.
Right.
And it starts with a question. Why should you let somebody else dictate to you what you're going to like in a wine? Everybody's taste in wine is different.
I like that.
So today, through this custom blend, instead of just one varietal, what you're going to do is create your own little symphony. So you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay, it all starts with a 3-step process.
Okay.
And the first step is picking your base blend. So that was a 50-50 Cab Merlot blend. So now we're going to move on to step 2. Using this beaker is we're going to introduce 5% of Cabernet Franc. This is where you get to be the mad scientist.
Yeah.
So just dip that pipette into the beaker of Cab Franc. Yep.
I'm dipping.
And I want you to add 5 mils to pour that into your glass. And so what you do is just put there and then hit that little button and it should release the wine into the glass.
Wow.
So what we're going to do now is, if you like that, we're going to mix another blend and we're going to add a little bit more Cab Franc, and then we're going to move on to step 3, which is applying the finishing touches. Okay, Orion, the finale. You got your base, and we've enhanced the structure by adding Cab Franc. So now it's time to finalize our symphony. And that's where we add just small increments of Petit Verdot and Malbec. So what I want you to do now is take this that you created and just using this burette, add 1 milliliter, which is 2%. There you go. Okay, good job. Now, let's try it. See if it's better.
Wow, it really does change it up.
And so that's why creating your own custom blend is such a powerful thing, because everybody perceives wine differently, and why shouldn't you drink something that you like?
Well, I love this, man.
All right, well, let's bottle it.
Yeah, for sure.
Orion, you've created a great bottle of wine. It's not final until you put a cork in it.
I know. Whose bottle is that anyway?
Yeah, this is yours.
Okay.
The first thing you're gonna do is, with this vacuum corker, you're gonna cork your wine.
Yeah.
And then you put the foil on the wine. So what we're going to do finally is using this jig, we're going to put your label on and then you're going to sign your own bottle.
All right, so we have our perfect blend, but this would be even more perfect with some food.
Oh, that's great. Let's go meet our chef.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Austin, the executive chef. All right, wonderful. We're gonna make the tuna tartare. So here we got some fresh cut ahi tuna, a little dash of cilantro, some ponzu. Ours is gluten-free. Have some fresh avocado. I like to use some crushed kettle chips. Give the dish a nice crunch, and then we top it off with the tuna. Topped it off with some baked wonton chips, a little salt and pepper. Voila, tuna tartare. This is our braised short rib French dip. Voila. That's our 16-hour braised short rib French dip.
All right, so we got this great spread, and all your wine pairs great with all your food that you have on your menus, but let's start with the charcuterie plate.
That's going to pair well with our rosé of Grenache, or which is on your left there. 40-year-old Grenache vines, a little bit of bubblegum on the nose, citrus fruits, and a little spearmint on the finish. It pairs well. Dig into some of that chorizo, and let's see how that works.
Nice smokiness with the chorizo, and then the rosé just evens it all out.
Absolutely.
It works perfectly together. Spiciness from the chorizo, smokiness, and then the sweetness from the rosé.
Ryan, I want you to try this tuna tartare. Excellent. Pairs fabulously with our reserve Pinot Noir from the Sonoma Coast. Cut in the Burgundian style, so it's going to be aged in a combination of new and neutral French oak, 3 different varietals over 18 months.
Okay.
Will go very nicely with that tuna tartare. Dig in. So you might notice a little crunch at the end. That's a bit of a surprise for you.
Yeah, I was wondering
We're
what
all
that
about
is.
our surprises here.
Yeah.
So a little bit of crumbled up kettle chips in there. Give that a nice little bit of saltiness, but that crunch that kind of really completes the dish.
Yeah, it makes it a whole meal for sure. That's really good, and that is a surprise that I wasn't expecting.
Absolutely. So as we move into the heavier wines and the more substantial of our shared plates, one of my personal favorites is our short rib sliders. Wow. They're actually braised over 17 hours, and a little bit of horseradish and au jus to complement that, and that pairs very nicely with our Malbec. With that French dip, you need something that's going to stand up to all the meatiness and the big flavors.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell
slider.
the tender love and care that's in this slider here. Well, going back to this Malbec.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. So dark and brooding that one is. Lots of blueberry fruits, but full-throated tannins as well.
Yeah. And
it
that
takes
spice
you,
in the
grabs
back
you.
end.
Yeah, grabs you and won't let go. And then we finish with our finale, and that's our 2013 Reserve Cabernet. That one's built to age. So the longer that sits in the glass, and if you can be patient with it, the better it's going to be.
I mean, even before I started even drinking it, like when it brought it up to my nose, you could tell it meant business. Nice smokiness, which complements the prime rib slider. Excellent.
You know what I think we should do, Orion?
What's that, man?
I think we should stop talking and start eating.
Hey, say no more. Cheers. Let's eat.